to another Friday Night Live.
Hey, what time is it?
It's Friday.
What time is it?
It's payday.
It's live time.
Oh, okay.
Let's get live. So today we are a little earlier, but we hope that you guys can tune in with us. But today we have to change and get ready, and we got a party to go to. So today we will definitely be doing like 15 or 20 minutes. So we're going to give everybody some time to jump on because we know we did an early schedule.
Yeah.
But so while we're talking about that, this week we're going to talk about our podcast that came out. That podcast, we got a lot of comments on it and things like that. So we want to tell you guys that if you have a comment or you want to, say something like it was a great thing, we would prefer that you guys do it directly either on the YouTube channel, on the Facebook channel, so that other people can read it because it may be thinking the same thing they're thinking, or maybe you make a comment about how something was, or if there was a question you had to ask. So what we're asking you is that if you have any comments, feel free to put them at either on the YouTube or on the Facebook comments so that everyone can see them, everyone can join them, because sometimes people want to say things, but they're afraid to be the first person. So we want you guys who are not shy to make sure that if you are, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So we want to make sure that, he does that, guys.
Yeah.
So if you have any comments, make sure that you're putting the comments in the comments section. Feel free to say whatever you want so that everyone, if you're enjoying it, put that down there. You don't have to say.
Of course they are.
Right. So we get lots of comments about, oh, that was great, this
Right.
and the other or whatever. So make sure that your comments are public. So I know we're a little early today, but we're going to hopefully get in and out. And so, but we do want to tell you guys that next week is our 100th episode of our podcast.
Yes,
So
yes.
next week we're going to be live back at 6 o'clock Central Time.
Yep.
We want all of you guys to tune in. And we're going to be giving away lots of things.
Yes.
So this week, because we have somewhere to go and a party, so this week we're not giving away the free toys. We're going to give it away next week.
Okay.
And we're going to have some special guests on with us. We're going to allow the audience actually to come on and
We're going to allow
join
you
us.
guys to come in and jump
Right.
in the stream.
So
be camera ready next week.
Be camera ready next week. So will you and your boo or whoever be camera ready next week. So we got some more stuff, a lot of things to talk about this week. So we'll be right back after these messages.
Like we said in the intro, we are going to allow you to jump in next week. So we're giving you an extra week to get ready.
That's right.
Into the stream.
That's right.
So this is our gift to you, is to be able to jump into the stream with us next week.
That's right. So today we're doing 15 minutes. We're just going to do a recap of this past Wednesday's podcast, which was episode number 99. And we talked about, we
talked about what you expect from your marriage.
What is your marriage what you expected? So if you have not listened to that podcast,
go check that out.
Go check it out. It is actually a replay because we got lots of comments about it. And so it was a lot of engagement. So we decided to replay that one. Yes, to re-release that one to give those who may not have had a chance or an opportunity to actually listen to it or to ask questions about it. So if you guys found yourself talking to any of our episodes, right, which a lot of people do, and you had some questions about certain things or certain things rubbed you the wrong way or certain things sparked your interest, please put them all down and have them for next week. Next Friday, we're going to do our 100th episode, Friday Night Live, celebrating our 100th episode for our podcast, and we are going to be giving away free gifts, shirts, toys,
special guests, ourselves.
Yes, we're going to be
along with you
books.
being able to come in and join.
Yes. So we're going to be doing some really good things next week. Jason and I are so excited about it.
Yeah.
We're going to give, as Jason said, we're going to give you the opportunity to join us. Yeah. So lots of you are hiding behind the words and you're texting and putting comments in. So next week, set your phones up.
Right.
So that you can join us on our Friday Night Live. And we're going to give everybody the opportunity to talk, whatever. If you just want to do a shout out, whatever it is, we are giving you
Say,
the
hey,
opportunity.
boo, I love you.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah. We're going to give shout outs to the ones that we love.
That's right. So this week's episode was, is your marriage what you expected? Lots of times we go into marriage and we have this idea of what we think marriage is, right? Or the idea of what we want it to be. But what we don't realize is that in order for it to be that, we have to do some work, or we conform ourselves to what society says a marriage should be. Mm-hmm. So the first thing we do is we start putting on these gender roles that society says we should have, and then after a while, we wonder why we're doing them, because that's how you started your marriage. So this episode talks about especially the seasoned couples. So we specifically
Where are we at in that? We're seasoned?
No, that doesn't apply to us. We're talking, the episode talked about seasoned couples who wait a long time to get married.
Yes.
And then they get married either in their 50s
in their
or
later
their
years.
60s.
Okay, when they find that special someone.
Right.
Yes.
For whatever reason.
Yes.
And then after you've waited so long to get married and you've all is what you always dreamed of, and then you realize a year or two later that it's not.
Is this what I really expected?
It wasn't what you expected because of.
Just because we hold an idea in our heads, right? And it may not be the same when we come to reality.
And then once we get older, we are not so easy
No, we
to
set in our ways
understand what it takes, what it entails to really have a good marriage.
Yeah.
Because as we often say at the end of our lives, is that marriages are created. Right? They don't just happen.
Right.
So if you want a certain type of marriage, you have to put in a certain type of effort. We always talk about if you want more love from your spouse,
You got to be more love.
then you got to be more
You
love.
have to show it. You have to express more love.
Right. And so Jason talked about on the episode that lots of times what would help marriages work is if we put 100% in, right? Lots of times we get into marriage and we're in it, but then when things start, not the way we thought they were going to be, we're not 100% in.
Right.
And oftentimes it's the male sometimes that, okay, I'm fine with getting married or whatever, or maybe the female, but we're not 100% in, which means that we have to be willing to do all the things necessary to get the type of marriage we want.
Right.
If we want to continue to have that loving, respectful, giddy, can't wait to see you type of marriage, then we have to be putting those type of things into our marriage. I know Jason was talking about that. Sometimes we fall short because we don't realize that if we don't give it our all, then we're not getting all of it back.
That's right.
So, so if you haven't had an opportunity to listen,
please go check it out.
Yes.
Right. We dropped a lot of gems in that episode, so
Yes,
you want to go
yes.
check it out. We don't want to give it all away. We're not going to rebroadcast the podcast, but we do want you guys to go check it out. Like I said, episode number 99. That's right before 100, and you know what happened on the 100th episode.
So again, we're going to spend this time because we see people coming in. This week, we are only going to do 15 minutes, and we're just recapping this week's episode is your marriage what you expected? And oftentimes we have an idea of what marriage is, but when we get into the marriage, it's not really that. Or we don't know what to expect. And then when we're not happy, or it's not what we thought it was going to be, we don't know what to do. We don't know where to turn. And so our podcast talks about that and what things to do. But the biggest thing we want to come on and talk about is that we will be
Sandra, I like that. Yeah.
and we talk about that. The biggest thing is that oftentimes we want a certain type of marriage, but we don't even know what we want. We don't even know what we like. We don't even know, how to communicate or ask or have, if things are not the way that we want it to be, how to effectively communicate that without disrupting our apple cart, right?
Right.
So we want to be able to communicate effectively to our mates what it is we need and we want without someone getting offended,
Right.
or upset, or not receiving it in the manner in which we're trying to do it. So we talk about effective communication. But for all of you guys who are new, who are tuning in, we normally do it Friday Night Live at 6 o'clock p.m. Central. We're going to do it next week, 6 o'clock Central. And it's going to be our 100th episode that we released on Wednesday.
Yes.
So
Yes.
next Friday is going to be a celebration.
Yep.
We want everyone to be here on time at 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. We're going to be giving away shirts. we're going to be giving away.
Well, we ain't gonna tell them everything.
toys.
We're gonna be giving away things.
Yes.
So just you need to
Books,
be here for that.
things that you're going to need that's going to help you in your marriage. We're going to be giving away some tips and techniques of what can work in your marriage. We've gotten several questions from last week's Friday Night Live and the week before that.
Yep.
So we're going to make sure that we're tuning in Friday, and I appreciate all of our newcomers. I see we have some newcomers this week, and this week we're actually doing it short.
Yeah.
So we have, if you guys know, it's Randy Lowe's birthday, and he's having an 80th birthday party. So shout out to Randy Lowe.
Yeah.
He's having a birthday party tonight, so we have to zip in today and zip out because we don't want to be late.
Yep.
So we're only spending a little bit of time today, but you do want to tune in
next Friday. Well, wait a minute. Wait, before you say that, you want to go check out the podcast on Wednesday because it's our 100th episode. But after that, on Friday, you come over here, get the free gifts, and get a chance to come on live with us. So
for you newcomers, next week we are allowing people to actually join us live. Just like you can see us, we're actually allowing you to be joined in with our podcast broadcast.
Yep.
So if you want to have some shout outs, if you want to ask some
tell
questions,
that special someone how much you love them.
whatever it is,
Lavanya, like you'd want to holler at Ray, you know what I'm saying? You might want to do that.
And so we are actually allowing people to come on next Friday.
Yep.
So this week we just wanted to let everyone know that this week's episode is your marriage what you expected? And if it's not, how we can make it that way, because it's never too late to start putting the building blocks in place.
That's for sure.
Right? So if it's not what you want, I know oftentimes
but we can make it what we want.
Absolutely.
We can.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Oftentimes we get relaxed in marriages, we get comfortable,
Right.
and then we are just roommates. We don't have to be roommates in marriage.
Not in no marriage. We
can,
shouldn't be.
Wherever your marriage is right now, we can start it back up with the romance, with the everything that you want and more, and it's possible. We also wanted to talk about that we're going to do a couples retreat pop-up, and so that's going to be later in the summer, probably in August. So we want you guys to stay tuned for that. We appreciate everyone tuning in tonight, but like we said, we're only doing 15 minutes, so I hope you guys get all of that on the replay and tune in next Friday.
It'll be a lot of promos because we're
6
super
o'clock
excited
Yes.
about the 100th episode. It's a big milestone for us.
So, and don't forget that we're not actually able to see who's on unless you make a comment. So we do want to give a shout out to our new followers, our new guests, Sandra and to Lavanya. Thank you guys for tuning in this week. Last week we had a great conversation. Who else is out there? So if you guys write something real quick, we can shout you out before we get off. Also, I want to ask everyone, my great nephews, Jameer and Amari, are doing a fundraiser, a color fundraiser run, a color run or something. I am going to be posting that on Facebook. If you guys can support them, I really appreciate it. They're asking, I believe, everyone to give $10 or whatever you can give. And so I will be posting that, and it takes a village to support children.
Yeah.
So I'm just asking you, if everyone who can afford to, if you could please support their run. All right? So what does it say? What does Lavanya say?
All right, hold on 1 second, baby cakes.
So thank you guys so much. We truly appreciate it. We love you for tuning in. We're going to drop some more gems next week.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Yes,
Right.
45 years of marriage. Hey, listen, I know you already have your phone in your hand. You're ready to take a picture at a moment's notice. I know that.
Right.
So, Lavanya, I need you to come on and tell Ray that in person on Friday next week. So be ready. I know you're already camera ready anyway. So
Right.
just come on and join us next Friday.
All right, guys. So we love you. We appreciate you. Listen to the replay of what's going to be going on next week, but we have to get out of here. We have an 80th birthday party to attend to. We want you guys to go on and listen to this week's podcast. Is your marriage what you expected? We're going to dive deeper into that next week. Also, we're going to be dropping some gems and giving some information.
Oh, we're going to drop into a lot of
Next
stuff.
week is going to be a celebration.
Yep. So we're going to be here a lot longer.
If you haven't been on, we want you guys to get on. And
Tell a friend.
And I know, yes, tell a friend, pass it on, share it, engage in it. at comments telling you can't wait. And so we're going to be doing our great giveaways. We're going to have some guests on. We're going to be allowing you guys to join in with us. There's going to be so much going on next week. We truly appreciate it. And as usual, we're going to always give you some information that you can use in your marriage right now. We want marriages to be taken off cruise control. We want to have the marriages that we know we can have. So we want you guys to tune in next week. And I know I'm probably talking fast.
Oh, yeah.
So
you're going a mile a minute, baby.
this is the so we're going to get off, but I want you guys to share this replay. Share it, spread the word, because we're trying to spread the word that marriages can be happy, successful, and loving. We can have the type of marriages we want if we start doing the things we need to do in them. Maybe we didn't get that up front, so we're going to make sure that all the marriages are getting what they need to be successful and happy.
And also, if you have not, please go over to
LegendaryRelationship.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yep, or you could just go to Legendary Relationship on YouTube and subscribe. Do that for us. We really appreciate it. Pass the word around, just so we can start showing up in suggested videos. We would really appreciate that. We're just trying to get the word out. So don't forget, every Wednesday, we have our Podcast Wednesday. You can go to loveandbeyondtheido.com to get the latest episode of the podcast.
So I can't wait till next week. I'm so excited.
I am too.
I am so excited.
I am too.
We're going to have a great show next week. We're going to have a lot of interaction, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So we love you guys. We appreciate you guys. We will see you back here at 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time for anyone who's on Standard Time. That's 7 o'clock Eastern, and that's 4 o'clock on West Coast. So wherever you are, tune in next week.
Oh, yeah.
Join the conversation. If you're all over the world, we have people all over the world. Join in with us. Share, let's spread the word. Let's take marriages off cruise control. Marriages are made. They don't just happen. All right. We love you guys. Have a great weekend.
All right. Thanks a lot. We appreciate you guys so much. Till next week. Peace.
Peace. Love you.